When he had finished his trading in Syria, Abu Talib returned to Mecca with his nephew, who continued his solitary life as before. But his uncle saw to it that he, as also Abbas and Hamza, had some training in the use of weapons of war. Hamza was clearly destined to be a man of mighty stature, endowed with great physical strength. He was already a good swordsman and a good wrestler. Muhammad was of average height and average strength. He had a marked aptitude for archery, and gave every promise of being an excellent bowman, like his great ancestors, Abraham and Ishmael. A powerful asset for this lay in the strength of his eyesight. He was reputed to be able to count no less than 12 of the stars of the constellation of the Pleiades. Muhammad passed his 20th year, and as time went on he received more and more invitations to join one or another of his kinsmen on their travels abroad. Finally, the day came when he was asked to take charge of the goods of a merchant who was unable to travel himself, and his success in this capacity led to other similar engagements. He was thus able to earn a better livelihood, and marriage became a possibility. One of the richer merchants of Mecca was a woman, Khadijah, daughter of Khuwaylid of the clan of Asad. She was first cousin to Waraka, the Christian, and his sister Kutayla, and like them, she was a distant cousin to the sons of Hashim. She had already been married twice, and since the death of her second husband, it had been her custom to hire men to trade on her behalf. Now Muhammad had come to be known throughout Mecca as Al-Amin, the reliable, the trustworthy, the honest, and this was initially owing to the reports of those who had entrusted their merchandise to him on various occasions. Khadijah had also heard much good of him from family sources, and one day she sent word to him, asking him to take some of her merchandise to Syria. His fee would be the double of the highest she had ever paid to a man of Quraysh, and she offered him for the journey the services of a lad of hers named Maysara. He accepted what she proposed, and, accompanied by the lad, he set off with her goods for the north. When they reached Bostra, in the south of Syria, Muhammad took shelter beneath the shadow of a tree, not far from the cell of a monk named Nestor. Since travellers' halts often remain unchanged, it could have been the selfsame tree under which he had sheltered some 15 years previously on his way through Bostra with his uncle. Perhaps Bahira had died and been replaced by Nestor. However that may be, for we only know what Maysara reported, the monk came out of his cell and asked the lad, "Who is the man beneath that tree?" "He is a man of Quraysh," said Maysara, adding by way of explanation, "of the people who have guardianship of the sanctuary." "None other than a prophet is sitting beneath that tree," said Nestor. As they went on further into Syria, the words of Nestor sank deep into the soul of Maysara, but they did not greatly surprise him, for he had become aware throughout the journey that he was in the company of a man unlike any other he had ever met. This was still further confirmed by something he saw on his way home. He had often noticed that the heat was strangely unoppressive, and one day towards noon, it was given to him to have a brief but clear vision of two angels shading Muhammad from the sun's rays. On reaching Mecca, they went to Khadijah's house with the goods they had bought in the markets of Syria for the price of what they had sold. Khadijah sat listening to Muhammad as he described the journey and told her of the transactions he had made. These proved to be very profitable, for she was able to sell her newly acquired assets for almost the double of what had been paid for.